Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Chad and Johyko. Welcome, y'all. How we feeling
Hey,
today?
Hey
good,
everybody, feeling great.
Well, it's good to have you guys back. We did have you both on episode 22 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you ended up matching. All right,
Love a
so then
question.
is it a yes for you for her?
it's a yes.
And is it a yes for you for him?
It's a yes.
We got a match! I'll take this mic and you guys can go on up. Oh, give it up for them, y'all.
Hey, we back with another reaction. I know y'all remember Miss Johyko. She took the wig. I ain't gonna lie, she fine though. That's a fine woman. I tell you. But hey, put your cash up in the comments, man. Y'all know how I do. And also, if y'all want to join that $1,000 giveaway, I will be announcing it soon. Just subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Let's get into the video, fam.
Okay, so obviously we saw on your episode there was quite a moment that went viral that included our lovely Miss Johyko. So,
Yeah, that's me. I
so
did
Johyko,
it.
walk us through that moment when you were like, you know what, this wig is coming off. Like, tell us what was going through your mind. Like, just walk us through
I,
everything.
should I give you like the entire backstory of
No,
of it
no,
all?
no. We don't need all that. Just let us know like what
Okay.
made you be like, you know what, I'm gonna take my wig off.
Well, it was Hubert. Like the fact that he mentioned me having braids and lumps, and at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not gonna walk off this set and let millions of people assume that I had like some big old messed up braids to the point where they can be seen under a full custom made wig. So I was like,
Mm,
it was more so for that reason. And then
okay.
I'm just known to snatch wigs. I have no problem taking off wigs anywhere, whoever, wherever. So I don't need the wigs.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, no, and honestly, like when you took it off, the hairstyle underneath, sis.
She really shouldn't wear a wig. She like fine, bro. Like for real, she's a good looking woman. I don't know why she got on the wig in the first place. You feel me? Like for what?
I was like, why did she wear the wig? Why?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I had to do it. I had to. It was just, even though the question was, or the statement was said like a few moments before, it was still in the
Uh-huh.
back of my head. And I'm like, nah. So it was just a moment that I was thinking subconsciously, like, you're either going to walk off here and let people talk
Hmm.
you through the mud about you having some dookie braids and lumps, or you're going to show them that you don't have any. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to just
Right.
show them because, some people, they will never take a wig off anywhere. Like, I'm very confident. I know I
Yeah.
look good with or without it, so I had no problem taking it off and proving a point. So
Yeah, you do. You
yeah,
definitely look great both
thank
ways.
you.
So, Chad, during that moment, you were like, don't do it.
You sure did.
Well, Danny said the fool don't do it. I was about to say it, and then I saw her do it, and I was like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which do you prefer? Wig on, wig off? What when you saw her?
She looked beautiful both ways, but if I had to choose, I would say wig off.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, good. Johiko, see, not too many people can pull it all off. So you go ahead, girl.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so to go ahead and get into the juicy topic at hand that everybody tunes into these catch ups to know all about. So, since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date?
That was the plan, right, Chad? The plan was
Uh
definitely for. I mean, either he was gonna come here. I've never been to Vegas. I've always wanted to
oh.
go. So the plan was to, but we have not. We have not.
Okay. And where are you at again, Johiko, if you could remind us?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay. 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 That's a little bit
But
of a distance.
that I
But what
travel.
happened?
I travel. That
Yeah.
that that really that doesn't really get into the way. Distance is nothing for me. So
Okay.
what
So what got
happened?
in the way then?
I'm not even gonna lie. Like conversation with Chad was amazing. Like we still talk. We talk every day, almost. Not, I
Hmm.
wouldn't say every day, but we definitely check in on each other. I check in on him. But I would say the first thing that transpired when we all were leaving the set from that evening, and we were
Hmm.
headed over to the spot that we end up hanging out after, and we were talking, and he told me that he was divorced, like myself. I think just about as long, like a year and a half. He was like, I'm in a similar situation like you. I've been divorced a year and a half. But then I noticed that he said wife like twice. So I was like, you sure you're divorced? Because this is the second time that you've mentioned wife. And he was like, no, no,
Okay.
no. Like, I am. Like, it just happens, which I don't do it so much anymore because I've been divorced 7 years. But I do know that, sometimes you're so used to calling somebody something. But
Right.
I just had to ask because this is not the first time you said wife. This is the second time.
Mm.
So that was the first thing. And then as we're talking and getting to know each other a little more, he was just talking about his divorce again. So I had asked him, well, when did you file specifically? And he said that the divorce is not final. But, he is separated. And why
He's still married. That's what it is. I'm telling y'all what it is, but he's still married, bro. He probably got his wife at home right now. But a lot of times, a lot of time, uh,
while some people are okay with dating someone that's separated, me personally, having already gone through that and just
Hmm.
knowing the emotional roller coaster, I just want, I prefer someone that's just completely detached from any type of situation, especially divorce where kids are involved and just, so many aspects are involved.
Hmm.
There's just no telling what can happen. I have friends that got back with their ex-husbands just before the divorce or after. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, that's just something I wish could have been conveyed to me up front so that, I could have been able to really make that decision. But he was honest and forthcoming about it, which I appreciated. He could have kept saying, I'm fully divorced, but
Mm.
I did appreciate his honesty about that. But, I had to.
yeah, I believe that's definitely something you gotta on the on. Well, he told her after the fact early on, but that's a risky. Why haven't they filed the papers yet? You know what I'm saying? So that's a risky situation for anyone. Like if they still married, they can get it back together at any moment because there's a reason they ain't filed the papers. So yeah, definitely.
Now make a new decision. Um, so I did.
Okay, so Chad, kind of bring it back on over to you. So, are you in the works of a divorce, or it's still just a separation and the divorce hasn't been filed yet?
No, it's been filed. So what happened when I submitted for the show? I actually submitted for me and my cousin to go on there, but he did not want to be on that type of platform with that amount of people. So I submitted the application for myself. It was about 3 or 4 days when everything was supposed to be finalized in June. Now there was some
Mm.
circumstances that happened on her end that I don't even want to bring up that uh, forced the date to be postponed to a later date. But everything is basically settled on that.
Okay.
The custody, the just about everything in the property. But yeah, so it got postponed. Um, and by the time I was to get on the show, it was supposed to be completely finalized. But even
Right.
before then, we already knew it was done and haven't even no physical contact or interaction with each other for over a year. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, so that's why I wanted to you know
Get
submit
back
the
out there,
application
right?
and get
Yeah.
out there and see what it was going to do.
Okay. And like you said, you're fully detached by this point, so you are obviously ready to go back out there and begin dating again, right?
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So, Johyko, for you, have you been in a situation before where you were dealing with someone, you specifically? I know you said you know people, it's happened, but like, have you specifically ever dated someone who's in the process of a divorce?
I have, and it's something that I kind of found out again, like along the way. And I'm just the type of person, I put everything out on the table up front, take it or leave it. Like, give me the decision to, decide whether I want to move forward in
Hmm.
knowing this information. So the fact that I kind of found out a few days later, and
Mm.
then it was just the lie. Chad, I love you. But the fact that he was like, oh, no, no, like
We both dispute that.
when I questioned him, like, you just said wife twice. Like, this is your second time you said wife. Are you sure you're divorced? And he told me, yeah, he gave me that reassurance. So just that lie, and I
Uh-oh,
remember that
Chad's
was one of
saying
my
no.
deal breakers. So
Yeah, bro, you can't do that. Why would he lie about it? You know, at least he should have said it on the show. He's like, "No, I'm separated." Let her know off jump. You feel what I'm saying? Because now, when you start out with a lie, even if y'all are done, it's gonna always put them um what's that word I'm looking for? It's gonna put that's gonna always be in the back of her mind. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you always gotta mention that up front.
for whatever reason, he chose not to disclose that at the time. I prefer someone that's very transparent, very, like I said on the show, I'm real big with integrity and honesty. Like that goes a very long way for me.
Hmm.
So it was the lie, which I consider to be a lie. And we've talked about it. He's like, it's not a lie. It was a lie because he told me you had this.
I
Um,
say
and then,
separated. She says I said divorce, but I no.
So
yeah.
you're
So,
saying you've already told her from the beginning that you're in a
Yeah.
separation. You're
Well,
not
when we
fully
got
divorced.
yeah, when we got to the place that we hung out and Aiden had drinks and everything,
Hmm.
yeah, I said separated, and I don't know if I went into why it got postponed afterwards, but I do remember mentioning that it was supposed to be finalized in June, and there was things that happened, and we talked a lot about that behind the scenes. But what caused it to for the date to get extended? So I was upfront that day about that because I didn't want to, she's in Florida, I'm out here. Start off with you know little details that may not be. I could have sworn I said separated, but she's 100% adamant that I said divorce. But
Mm.
the ultimate truth is that there is no connection there, nothing to go back to really. So that's just that.
yeah.
Okay.
If he would have told me he was separated, that would have been a deal
Hmm.
breaker right off the bat for me. I would have
Oh.
definitely paid attention to that because, again, I just prefer someone who has no
You did
ties.
say that that day.
Although he is,
She said that day?
separated.
She said that that night. You said that. That's a deal. I'm going to be honest. That's a deal breaker for me. We still had a
No,
good
what I
time
told you
after
was a
that,
deal
and
breaker was that the only time I mentioned deal breaker was the passport because we end up, there were a lot of questions
you
I
did
did
say
not get
that.
to ask
Yeah,
on the
she's
show.
right. She's right.
So the
I
only
remember
time
her
I
saying that, but
mentioned
she's right. It was for that.
Right. The only time that I
Okay.
mentioned deal breaker was when I asked him,
That's
does he
true.
have a passport? And I was like, oh man, I was like, that would have been a deal breaker for me. But it's something that you can obtain at a later time. So I was
Yeah.
still open to just getting to know him. But trust
Mm.
me, had he told me Arlette he was separated, anybody that knows me know I don't do separations.
Hmm.
I don't do none of that. I prefer someone who is 100% out of a situation. While they're separated and not living together, there are still a lot of things that have to be resolved within, that dissolution of the marriage. And it's just not
Mm.
something that I prefer not to. And don't get me wrong, like I mean, there are people who are separated and back out on the dating scene and they have no ties. I just prefer not because there's just no telling what can happen. After the divorce, there's still that healing process. With my divorce, after I divorced, that reality hit. Like, as much as I was
Mm.
looking forward to it, it was painful. I had to heal.
So
So
you're thinking he's not fully healed yet enough for
well, the
you to
divorce is
date
not even
him.
final. Yeah, like there's a whole nother process post divorce that you go through
Mm.
emotionally, mentally, just the adjustment of, like no longer having affairs and financial. It's just too much. I don't want to. So yeah, that was just my choice. And yeah, I don't recall him telling me he was separate. I would have definitely.
That's mature of her though, cause she been through it before. She know what it's like, and she like, I'm not making that mistake again. Like, if I touch the stove once, you feel me? That's all I gotta do. I ain't touching it again, and that shows you how mature she is. Like some people, they just repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again, and that don't nothing change.
Told him at that moment we can only be friends, but it didn't go down that way.
Okay. So now what if, we're saying everything finalizes, he's good to go, and he comes out and says, I'm officially a divorced man. What's it gonna look like between you two?
Um, I think honestly that would have to be a bridge that I would have to cross when it gets there, you
Once
know?
it's there.
Um,
Okay.
but even
Let me
outside
just
of
say
that,
this.
Okay, go ahead, Chad. Go
Let
ahead.
me just say this.
wait, I was talking, Chad, let me
Oh, I'm
finish. Don't
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I won't forget. Go ahead. My bad.
to truthfully answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to Chad about this. Another thing that I don't deal with is drama. And unfortunately, wife to be came on my page. She was on several blogs. Yeah, she commented on my page. And I prefer to be in healthy relationships,
Mm.
where whether we get along or we don't, there's just no drama. So the fact that she did that and we don't even have anything going on yet, it kind of, that was a red flag to me. I prefer to
Okay.
deal with, I don't mind a person that has an ex-wife, a baby mom, whatever that situation, but as long as they know how to be mature and handle themselves accordingly, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing even happened yet and she's already on my page. Oh, you need to ask him this and da 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 da. No, I don't. I live a very peaceful, soft life. My kids, like, that's just not something I want to entertain because, who's to say, down the road when something happens. So one of my lights just went out. Can you
Uh-oh.
guys still see me
Do you want
fine?
to fix it? Yeah, we still see you. Did you want to fix it or it's good?
Uh,
It's back. Looks
it's
like it's
okay.
back.
Yeah, well, I have a backlight and I had my ring light on. But
Oh.
as long as you guys can see me okay, I can plug it in really quickly if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, because
We
I
can
have it
edit all
plugged
this
into
out.
my
Don't worry.
laptop, but my laptop is shut.
What she was just discussing, I said if the shoe were on the other foot and her ex is coming up out the throwing mud on the wall and being messy, I told her the same thing. I wouldn't entertain that. To be honest, I don't have time for that. I'm a very busy man. I wouldn't want to entertain that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about that, and her bringing up that she doesn't know if I'm healed. I don't know if I could say the same thing for her to be able to do something like that on a big platform when she's moved on. She has another man and has moved on. So to do what she did, it didn't.
But y'all see these females, she got a whole nother man but comment on this man's situation. Finalize the divorce papers. Get that done. She got a whole nother guy and still and worried about what he got going on. Comment and messing stuff up for him. Well, I'm telling y'all better be wise at who y'all choose to marry, man, for real. And have a baby with.
Make sense to me. And
You're
I
talking
did
about your
tell her,
ex-wife to be?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. So she's already moved on as another man, and I don't know why you would even do that. Just being
Yeah.
messy. Just I probably seeing me on a platform, and we've been together forever since 2007. That's a long stretch, and
Mm-hmm.
to see that maybe, you know, I don't know what it did, but I'm completely moved on. I am completely detached from that, and I can't speak for or control others' actions, and that's unfortunate, and
Right.
I understand it. But I thought her when I was on the show, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see something, and I may have been talking to Danny next to me or something. But when it was time for her to pop between me, La, and Hubert, she was about to pop on me, and I brought that up. So I was like, all right, out of the three. And just right before then, Hubert just got through flaming her, and I'm like, damn. When I went to go watch the show back over, I didn't see that initially that she was coming over to pop me. I don't know where I was not seeing that, but
Mm-hmm.
had I saw that, I would have thought in my head like she really is not
Not
interested in me in
interested.
that way. I don't know what it is. She's a sweetheart. I don't think she'll really bring up what it is. She mentioned like I'm too old to be too picky, bald or whatnot. I don't know if you don't like baldness or what it is. You never mentioned anything about that. But in my head, when I rewatched it, it seemed that way. Like you were gonna pop on me. Um, yeah, so I didn't see it initially. I may have been talking to Danny right next to me,
Mm.
but when I watched the show again and she had the choice between La, Hubert, and me, um, she did her little shuffle back and forth, and then he popped, but she was clearly headed to me. So before all the other things that she rightfully so wouldn't want to continue on. You have your preferences and everything. Before those even came up, uh, after seeing that video, she already had her mind made up. In my opinion, that I may not be her flavor. That's just what it looked
Uh-oh.
like to me. So
Okay.
Oh, I kind of understand that. So what he basically saying is that's a cop out because if it would have been the same situation, but she was overly attracted to him, she would have compromised that. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of them, that's what he's saying. So he like, she wasn't rocking with me, no way. This is just an easy way to be like, all right, nah, I'm out of there. You feel what I'm saying? That's what he's saying, which it could be the truth because, like he said, she was finna pop him. But the other dude popped first, and it's like, all right, well, dang, I have to choose between him and you feel me, and he's the only one left. You know.
Johyko, let's hear
Well,
from
I
you.
can answer that. Well,
Uh-huh.
first, Hubert had not done anything yet. It was in that moment that he had actually popped. Because you're saying after Hubert already like said what he said, he hadn't said anything yet. That's why he popped because I was taking too long to pop. It was my turn to pop the balloon, and because I couldn't decide, and yes, I was walking your way, and that's when he popped, and that's when all the why did you pop your balloon transpired with her
Yeah,
Hubert. So it
my
had not.
memory is terrible.
Yeah, it had not happened yet.
So you
But
were walking his way to go pop his
Yeah.
balloon?
yeah, because at the end of the day, I out of those three, I really did not know who to pop. I'm sure many can speak for me when they say that they just you have to pop. Like, I remember I asked, I was like, can I ask a question? Like, can I have more of a reason to eliminate somebody? But the rule of the game is you have to
You gotta
eliminate
pop.
somebody. I
Yeah.
didn't have enough information. Honestly, to my opinion, all three of them physically, they were not bad looking. You know what I mean? So going off of looks, that was not the reason. I just had to pop. Like I had to
Okay.
pop. So I popped. I was almost gonna pop on Hubert because that's who I almost popped on first. Like I almost popped on him, and then actually I was gonna pop on you, and then I was gonna go back and pop on Hubert. That's when he popped, because
Okay.
then I was about to pop on him. Then I started to walk towards you. I'm not gonna lie, it was confusion. Okay, I did not know what to do, and I didn't even bake.
Well, she just made his point. You know what I'm saying? She was gonna pop on him and then pop Hubert and pick the other guy. Like, but the other guy popped. That's he made she just made his point.
My
100%.
popping reason on anything aside from the fact that I had to pop somebody. So
Okay. So is
I
Chad?
popped.
Chad is someone that is your type, though.
Yeah, no, Chad is attractive.
Okay.
Like I've said before, Chad to me, it was between Chad and I forgot his Danny that were best dressed. And if I had to pick between them two, Danny still had like streetwear. He still had the shredded jeans. He looked Chad
Dan?
looked
No, no, no. Are you talking about the guy in the
Danny.
front, the first guy?
Danny was the last one with all black, and he had like the
Oh, you
shredded
call that
jeans.
streetwear?
The shredded jeans, like when I dinner
Oh,
wise,
okay.
like that's more like street urban, and I look at like a first date type thing as like a first dinner, like
Slacks.
first encounter. So yeah, I was looking for something more. So he was the only one that didn't really come off as streetwear. He had on like a collared shirt, he had on just some solid jeans, and he had on like I guess I don't know what kind of sneakers to call those, but like kind of like
It was
Aldo shoes.
Timberlands.
Oh,
Right, but they were
got
they
the
were
Tim.
just they were nice shoes. They weren't like sneakered, like he
Yeah.
was the best dressed in my opinion, based on how he put himself together.
Okay.
Now some of the other guys were more stylish, but for the occasion, Chad matched more so what I would have wanted to see everybody on the lineup with. Even though he
Okay.
still, was still casual, but it was a nice it was appropriate. So yeah, I don't know. Chad is a very even when I talk to Chad on the phone, we still talk often, and I look at him. He's very attractive. I love when the sun hits his face. He has a nice skin. The bald head looks good. I don't have preference on hair, so it had nothing to do with that. The only reason I popped on you is because I was taking too long picking. I really didn't know who. That was a very challenging time at that moment. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And I
the only
think,
reason I popped.
yeah. Okay. No, I can see that.
Yeah.
Chad, does that give you the clarification?
I'll
Chad
give you
ain't
that.
buying that.
It's my true honesty, but you're entitled to still feel how you feel, and I respect that. But I'm giving you my genuine, like
Yeah.
straight, raw, authentic transparency. I have no reason to lie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, how's dating life? Are you guys dating still? Since it obviously didn't work between the two of you, are you guys seeing other people? Are you still out there? Like, how's that going?
I'll let her
Oh,
answer first.
Me?
okay. Go
Okay.
ahead, Johyko.
I mean, right now I'm open to dating. Clearly, my DMs have gone insane,
Oh,
crazy
I
since
bet.
my viral moment. But I'm still very, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very intentional, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm just not willing to link up with whoever because of whatever.
Mm.
My dating technique still has not changed, you know. I'm someone I was married already. I've been divorced 7 years. I was in one little 3 month relationship, and here I am still single. Um, I don't mind being here until, you know, the right thing comes along. So that's just
Yeah.
where I am with it. I haven't found any good opportunities yet. Um, yeah, so I'm here. I'm patiently waiting.
Okay. Chad, what about yourself?
Uh, Not to the extent that Johyko had, but I think mainly because they were hearing, you know, I have a mobile pet care business. I have a fat cat at home. The cat ladies did start rolling in,
Not the
and
cat ladies.
others. But I'm not the type, and I'm not really that experienced in dating. I've been in one relationship, like I said, since 2007. So this is all new to me, and
Right.
just my preference is one person at a time. I'm not trying to juggle or anything like that. I have my values, and the way I want to conduct myself is just easier for me because I value peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, for everything to run the way it does, but uh, I did read all those DMs, and there was one that was real classy and
Ooh.
respectful, and you know she seemed happy about the situation, but also threw in the if it didn't work out, you know, hit me up, and I did, and
And he told me because I told we talked.
I
So
did tell her.
Oh.
Hey, he went straight back to the deal. You're like, hey, you feel what I'm saying? I see why you dudes be going on that pop the balloon show because y'all want y'all. That's y'all trick, huh? I see how y'all do. That's why y'all be going because y'all know y'all DMs gonna be jumping. Y'all think y'all ain't slick.
I did
yeah.
tell her, and I'll say thank you to BM and to you because in the
Oh.
like the first 2 weeks when me and Johyko were speaking, we were every day. Even though I felt like she was up front, and I did tell her, you know, the first day I had my memory, she had hers, but we
Mm-hmm.
did get to the point fast. We were very direct in our communication, and I
That's
love
good.
that. And that's actually part of the reason I was attracted to her on the stage. Her confidence, her and then getting torched and the way she responded to that, the class and everything, that was dope to me.
Yeah.
And I know what I want, and that aligned with what I wanted. And but when I reached out to the in the DMs, I sensed that in that message as well. And I gotta say, I'm operating the same way. I don't have a technique because I'm not dating or anything, but my technique is be straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here for a long time. Don't waste anybody's time. I got a business. I got kids.
Right.
I do. I'm the type. I'm a one woman type man,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that. Uh, well, I don't know, but from hearing from everybody, the dating market has peeing at hers, fecal matter, all that, what everybody's saying.
It does.
But I think I'm a good judge of character, and who I reach out to, we tackle some heavy topics just across the board,
Mm-hmm.
and my technique this time was to not go first and ask questions. So just in case I was protecting myself
Okay.
to not get love bombed or you know I was very protective, and it was weird how on just about I can't say just about on every level we were connecting. So
Wow.
I think you may have found the female version of me, to be honest,
Oh.
and yeah, so once me and Johyko started, the first 2 weeks we were talking every day, and then it kind of started to fade. Um, but I checked on her when the storm came and everything. She's a dope
Right.
person. But once it started to fade, then I reached out to her to say, "Hey,
Mm.
what's up?" And it kind of ramped up real quick. And
Okay.
yeah, so we're actually
Oh.
gonna.
Man, Buddy was ready for that thing with Joe Hika to not work out, so he can go hop in them DMs. He had that in the back of his head for forever, bro. Like he was ready for that not to work out, bro.
see each other for the first time at the end of the month and see how it goes. But
Oh,
I don't. I don't think I'm moving too fast
okay.
because of everything we talked about, and but it's not to say I'm going to rush anything, but I have some strong feelings, I must admit, and
Uh-oh.
uh, yeah, I think you may have found somebody for
How you get strong feelings over? I wonder if he met her or not. If she was in the same state, because I'm like, you got strong feelings just talking like over phone or over DMs. That's what be wrong with y'all. Y'all be catching feelings too quick. Y'all don't be knowing these people. You know what I'm saying? Bro, be careful. Don't be catching feelings quick with these women. You don't, especially when you don't know them. Get to know them first. Ask God to give you discernment, give you wisdom. You feel me? You got to get to know these people. Don't just be jumping into stuff because a lot of times people catch feelings because they be looking good. You feel me? But bro, get to know these folks, man.
me, even though it wasn't a
And
screen on
and
the
you know
show and
what? If it
everything.
does work out, she's a lucky girl because at the end of the day, and I told Chad this as well. Like I was very
Hmm.
transparent with him. He's a great guy. Like unfortunately, it's just his circumstances that I can't.
You
Like
can't get
I
with.
told him, I said, look, even if you weren't married and you were fully divorced, you have an ex-wife that decided to come on my pick, and that
Mm-hmm.
Messy.
and I hate situations like that where it's not even at the cause of you, but unfortunately because of your environment around you. And
Yeah.
again, like I don't know her. I don't know what she's capable of. The fact that she felt that way. Wait, what if I come to Vegas or you move here or like so I have kids
You
that I
just
have to
don't know.
protect. I have myself that I need to protect. So I was like, it's just unfortunate because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Chad is a great person. I was really looking forward to getting to know him.
Hmm.
We had some great topics. I did feel like we aligned in certain areas, but unfortunately, it's so unpredictable when you're going through a divorce and that
Right.
it's just a risk I can't take. I could take that risk, but the risk of things, hey, she wants to work I don't we don't know, and I just can't take like an announcement like that because I am somebody that like I said, I'm intentional. So if I like you, I like you. I'm gonna, I go hard, I fall hard, and I would hate for something like that to ever happen to me. And then, like
Yeah.
I said, that other aspect, but he's a good guy. He really is, and
Thank you.
that's why I choose to still be friends with him because at the end of the day, when I don't feel like things are working out, I'm like, okay, cut you off. But no,
Hmm.
I do want to know how he's doing. I do. I, every day when I'm calling him, he's doing his pet grooming, and I love that for him. Like the black boy joy in that whole, like you don't see too many black men in that industry,
Yeah, you
So
don't.
to see him doing his thing, and I
It's
really love that for
amazing.
him.
Yeah.
So no, I truly wish you
Okay.
the best in your future dating endeavors.
Yeah, and Chad, we're gonna definitely have to hear more about this. We might have to bring you on BM
You're
Talks to them,
lucky. I
hear
was
more
about to
about
sign it that
this.
quick, but
I'm with that. I'll do it.
I
And
was
now,
about to find
Johyko,
love that quick or find a
you're still
situation
out
quick.
there.
I'm out
Would
there. I'm
you
open.
would you
I'm
be
open. I
interested
just
on
know what I
coming
want.
back, or like, what's
Would
it
I
looking
come
like
back on
for
the
you?
show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There.
Um, yeah. If you guys like, yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure
I
you would
watch.
love to
I
see me
watch.
on the show.
I don't even watch this type of stuff to be honest. But I saw a clip, and that shit was funny. Popping on the short kings, all the trash talking. It's funny. But not only that. How genuine you are. I could tell that you find pure joy in matching two people. You
I
literally
do.
had two people getting married because of your show. Had you
It's
not made that show,
amazing.
those two people would not have connected. That's dope as hell. Shout out to
Shout out to
them.
my husband.
Shout out to you guys.
Yes, you and
But
BM.
I sensed how genuine you guys were and the class in that. I wouldn't have entertained, no disrespect, but I wouldn't have entertained some of the other shows because it just didn't compare to this one. You as a
Wow.
host, yeah.
Thank
The
you.
class, the genuine joy in what you do is why I don't do anything like this. Shout out to Brian. I'm from the ghetto. We don't like to bring attention to ourselves. We do not bring attention to ourselves. But I am one to go against the grain from most of my family, and
Hmm.
I'll like start my own business and doing like I'll get on stage, do character. I like to get outside the box and do things. And this was probably not probably.
It's
This was
very
the
out the
biggest
box.
outside of the box thing that I did, and I
Yeah.
had a great time. And
Good.
shit, you guys probably.
All right, we're gonna end it right there. That ain't that too much. He just gonna ramble on. But I do honestly feel like Buddy was just too. She looked at him as a friend. I don't think she really looked at him as somebody she could be with. He could be with. I think he was just a little bit too nice for her. She from Florida, bro. She used to them roughneck type guys. I'm thinking Buddy was too nice. That's my observation. I don't know. This is what I'm getting. This is what I'm seeing. You feel what I'm saying? I'm pretty good at discerning situations, but I think that's what it is. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the situation in the comments, man. Because the reason is because I don't like. I just felt like if she was super attracted to him and really wanted to be with him, that situation wouldn't have deterred her. You know what I'm saying? But on the other hand, it could have. But for me, seeing how women operate, you know what I'm saying? It usually don't go like that. But yeah, tell me what y'all think about the situation in the comments, man. See you guys next video. Be safe for that, kings and queens. Let's get it.